The Catholic Church has entered its first papal conclave in over a decade, following the death of Pope Francis on April 21st. The conclave, which began on May 7th, sees the College of Cardinals, the senior bishops from around the world, gather at the Vatican to elect a new pope and discuss the future direction of the Church. Pope Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio in Argentina, had been battling respiratory issues before his death. He was admitted to Rome's Gemelli Hospital in February 2025 for bronchitis, which later developed into pneumonia. After spending 5 weeks in the hospital, he was released in late March and made his final public appearance on Easter Sunday. Elected in 2013, Pope Francis succeeded Pope Benedict XVI, who became the first pope in 600 years to voluntarily resign. During his papacy, Francis was known for modernizing the Church. He was the first pope to write an op-ed for the New York Times and took progressive stances, such as allowing Catholic priests to bless same-sex couples in a 2023 document. Despite these innovations, Francis upheld traditional Catholic teachings, notably stating in 2023 that while homosexuality is not a crime, any sexual activity outside of marriage remains a sin. As the Church mourns the loss of Pope Francis, the election of his successor marks a pivotal moment in its history. Here's how the papal election works. How is the new pope chosen? The papal election is conducted by a group of cardinals, the highest officials in the Church after the pope. Only cardinals under 80 are eligible to vote, and they must take an oath of secrecy before the election. There are around 120 eligible voting cardinals, selected by previous popes, who are typically bishops or archbishops. Once a pope's death or resignation occurs, the cardinals gather in Vatican City. The process involves several pre-conclave meetings to prepare for the actual vote. After Pope Francis's passing, Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Camerlengo of the Holy Roman Church, oversaw the certification of Francis's death and managed church duties temporarily. The role of black and white smoke. During the conclave, votes are cast in secret, and the results are signaled to the public by the color of smoke rising from the Sistine Chapel's chimney. If the election is inconclusive, black smoke emerges. If a new pope is elected, white smoke rises, signaling that the Church has a new leader who will soon address the faithful. How long does the election take? The conclave continues until one candidate secures at least 2/3 of the vote. The process typically involves 4 ballots per day. Pope Francis's election in 2013 lasted about 28 hours, but the longest conclave on record lasted 34 months, in 1268. When was the last papal election? The most recent papal election was in 2013, when Pope Francis was chosen following the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI. Benedict's resignation was unprecedented in modern times, as he stepped down due to declining health, stating that his physical and mental strength were no longer sufficient to carry out his papal duties.